It is common knowledge that Santa Claus has surrounded himself with a variety of magical creatures that help him with his yearly endeavor to spread joy to the boys and girls of the world. Of course, you all know about the elves and reindeer. Sometimes there's even a stray penguin or dog that helps out. But not all of Santa's companions have been as whimsical and jolly. To the contrary, one is responsible for actually spreading pain and fear wherever he went. For if you believe in a Santa Claus, then you must believe in the Krampus. Yes, I bet you didn't know that back in the day, when Santa Claus was known by St. Nicholas, he had a partner, a mischievous sprite called the Krampus. Sweet piss on a pinwheel! That's a sprite? Oh, that's right, this is German folklore. These are the guys that come up with the most messed up bedtime stories ever.
There once was a boy who liked to suck his thumbs. His mother asked him to stop, but he wouldn't. So she cut off his thumbs. Now he has no thumbs. Good night.
Now, back when these two were operating as a team, the Krampus would accompany Saint Nick on his Christmas excursions. As always, there are many versions of the story, but the consensus is that Santa would reward good kids with gifts, while the Krampus, or even Krumpi, would punish the bad kids by flogging them with rusty chains and birch rods. And if you were really bad, he'd stuff them in a basket on his back and dump them into the pits of hell.
You will remain in here for eternity listening to whiny protest songs from the 60s.
Oh, I hate the government more than you and me. The government stole my goldfish and unplugged my TV.
Now you're probably asking yourselves how the hell did something like this get integrated into the holiday of Christmas? But you should know that Christmas itself is actually derived from a Roman holiday, where people would exchange gifts, and servants and slaves were freed from their debts and punishments for a day. But then Constantine the Great, known for being the first Christian emperor, helped develop the Edict of Milan, a doctrine which gave the citizens of the Roman Empire religious freedom. After that, the holiday became a time of reflection on the Christian belief that God gave his Son to humanity as a gift of salvation, which persists today. So basically, the Romans actually shoehorned Christ into Christmas. And I'm not sure how Jesus would feel about having his birthday associated with a holiday that had, and sometimes still has, such heathenistic traditions. But like the saying goes, it's the thought that counts. And the Krampus is actually a pagan tradition of the indigenous Alpines that just happened to be integrated into the holiday because of its close proximity with Christmas. The festival of the Krampus is actually held on December 5th, but after a while the tradition changed to the idea that both Krampus and St. Nicholas traveled on Christmas Eve. Because if you haven't noticed, Christmas has a way of absorbing other holidays like the Borg. But as the story of Santa Claus spread around the world, the Krampus was often omitted because, well, let's face it, he looks like Satan. Well, the Anglo-Christian depiction of Satan, which was taken from Pan, but people that still used him as a symbol for nature in the Middle Ages were convicted of conspiring with the devil. So to review, Christmas originally had nothing to do with Jesus, and Pan, the Greek demigod of the forest, is the world's first identity theft victim. However, in cities and towns located in Alpine Europe, people still celebrate the Krampus tradition, where they adorn costumes of sheepskins and wooden masks, march down the streets, and get crumped. In some places, if you're a willing participant, you get the crap beat out of you. But in most cases, it's become more of playful swipes with a birch rod. I love you, Krampus.
Krampus love you too.
And ironically, now it's the adults that get roughed up, while the kids are treated to a show. Unlike this classic depiction. Oh man, I am high as shite. But despite festivals still being held today in areas all over North Europe, the Krampus still remains something as an underground figure. If you go to DeviantArt and look him up, you'll find a lot of great artwork. But on the other hand, everyone on DA is either a pervert or artsy-fartsy weirdo. What about the mainstream media? Well, back in December of 2009, Stephen Colbert called for a revival of the Krampus tradition in the United States, as to have a big scary creature to fight agents of anti-Christmas sentiment.
Oh, look, boys and girls! It's the Christmas Krampus!
This is why I love the Colbert Show. What other basic cable news program can you see a fear-mongering, you know what? Forget it. It's Christmas.
Good night!
The Krampus has also been depicted as an enemy in Midway's arcade shooter, Carn-evil. He's the boss of Rickety Town, a Christmas-themed level complete with twisted elves, dangerous animals, and a dilapidated roller coaster. So, basically like one of those real-life Christmas-themed parks. At the end of the level, you'll come across a giant ice rink, where the Krampus will descend from his giant Christmas tree throne to deliver you a Yuletime face gouging. Now, this incarnation of the Krampus looks more like an evil version of Santa Claus, what with the blue sled outfit and beard, as opposed to the furry body and chains. Plus, his horns are actually reindeer antlers, which is not uncommon in a Krampus outfit, but goat horns are usually the standard. Anyway, he basically chases after you across the rink and tries to gouge your eyes out. All you need to do to beat him is turn his chest cavity into a bowl of figgy pudding, and you got him beat. Finally, the best and most accurate depiction of the Krampus would be in the Venture Brothers Christmas special. After Dean reads from one of Dr. Orpheus's books of forbidden magic, he accidentally summons the Krampus to the Venture's Christmas party. And when I said most accurate, I mean in appearance. This particular Krampus is a bit more touchy.
What kind of kinky Christmas spirit is that?
It is Germanic in origin.
Oh, I get it. It's a German bondage sex joke. Ha ha.
Click it off, dude, click it off! Dude, what the f is wrong with German people?
And that's it. That's the last appearance of the Krampus I can think of, which stinks. Not that I like the idea of bringing the concept of rewards and punishment to a holiday that's supposed to be about celebrating the joy of selfless giving. In fact, I think the whole naughty and nice thing cheapens the holiday. If I ever have kids, I'm just gonna say that Santa brings the gifts. But I can always take them away, you little shits. You see, my biggest problem is that people have been trying to make Christmas scary since like the 1960s. And what have they come up with? Aside from the one good movie, crap like Escaped Psychopaths, Killer Santas, Demonic Toys, Mutant Snowman, and even devils. Oh, but all the wrong kind of devils. But the one legitimately terrifying aspect of the holiday, and no one makes a movie about it? You suck, entertainment industry. I hate those movies. But if you're gonna make one of them, do your homework before you get all ironic and hip. I mean, the snob should have at least a dozen German shitio films about the Krampus. Oh, and forget Martin Short as Jack Frost. Let's put some horns on Robert Englund for the next one. On the other hand, I'm a little thankful that this tradition is relatively unseen by the rest of the world, because I think the people that celebrate it understand it's not all that malicious, but more like a sort of Halloween for Christmas. Our kids piss themselves whenever they meet this guy, and the parents of those kids crap themselves in shock and dismay if Santa happens to be next to a Victoria's Secrets. But when a band of Santa's demonic bodyguards hit the street, these guys don't even bat an eye. If this is not peace on earth, I don't know what is. Hell, I've been to Christmas dinner parties that were more intense than these guys. So when you set out the milk and cookies this year, you might want to leave a little extra treat out, just in case Santa decides to bring an old friend along.
Come on, everyone, gather round. String up the lights and light up the tree. We're gonna make some revelry. Spirits are high, so I can tell it's Christmas time in hell. Demons are nicer as you pass them by. There's lots of demon toys to buy. The snow is falling and all is well. It's Christmas time in hell.
I need an adult?
I am an adult.